welcome back to the Rue Speaks podcast. We're in a different place. We're in a studio, and I have my first guest, China, who I have been following on social media. I mean, we've met in person, but her story is so inspiring. And so I was like, you have to be the first guest on the podcast.
Oh.
So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and she's like, if you guys are watching this on video, she's looking so nice in this pink shoes, green outfit, just gold accessories. And I'm just like, let me just put on some pants and a shirt. So, yeah, welcome. Tell the people about yourself, everything that they should know.
Well, I'm China Lovelace. My friends call me the media girl. But I am just like a social media, I don't know what the right term is. I mean, I do journalism, but it's like I don't feel like I'm definitely not a traditional journalist. But I'm a senior social media content producer for the Shade Room.
Yes.
From the Bay Area, HBCU grad, big Virginia State. So I do music. I just do a couple things.
Everything.
Yeah.
And you just got a promotion. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Wait, what part of the Bay?
I'm from San Leandro. It's 15 minutes outside of Oakland, but I have to always say I rep Stockton too. That's not the Bay. That's the Central Valley, and it's like an hour from Sacramento. But I spent time in both places, so I rep both areas.
I went to San Jose State.
Yes.
So I was out there. I did speech and debate at, UOP that was out in Stockton,
That's
Oakland.
like 15 minutes from where I live.
Everything.
My parents live, so.
I miss it. I miss the Bay so much. Just like the culture, the food, the people. Like I miss it.
Yeah, the Bay Area is so different from LA. It's like more just a relaxed vibe, like chill. Everybody is like cool with everybody compared to like LA. Like I came to LA and I already had friends like through my sorority and just people I went to college with. But people out here be like, oh, the people be fake. They try to get put on. But I was just like, I already had friends. So like, anybody I meet is an added bonus.
Wait, okay, so that's a big thing because I've talked about that with people before. I'm from LA, so like my family went to San Jose State, kind of moved back. There's a lot of people who come here and it's like, LA is so fake. Like, find your people, like it's hard to, and I hate that because it's like, LA is truly what you make of it, and especially, us both being in this industry, people are easily trying to get on. People are like, oh my gosh, before even like finding out what your name is, they're like, who do you know? What do you do? And it's so frustrating when honestly, LA is a great place to meet people, to network, to move up in the world.
It is.
Yeah.
I definitely always wanted to live in LA. Like I just was scared because I'm like, it's so many people that want to do the same thing that I want to do, like as far as like, on camera and working in media. And I was just like, it's too much competition. But I moved out here during the pandemic. I was like, I couldn't live in Stockton no more. I'm tired. I was living at my mom's house and I was just like, I got to get out. And I was like, I went out there, found me an apartment. And I knew I was going to have that apartment when I first came and looked, but I still kind of like looked over. I went in Studio City. I was like, it's not enough black people out here. And then I went ahead and applied. Like I went back home and I applied and they was like, well, do you want this apartment or you want the other one? And it was an apartment that didn't have a dishwasher. I was like, I'm not washing no dishes.
Ooh,
I'm putting my my deposit down today because I'm not washing no dishes. What?
Yeah.
Get somebody else to do it. I'm not doing that. But yeah, I like living in LA.
Wow. So you kind of decided during the pandemic to move out here to LA. How did you like honestly get the courage to do that? Because moving is no matter where you're moving from.
Yeah. I moved back to California in 2015.
Okay.
So ever since I moved back to California, I've been living with family. Like I lived with my grandma for a little bit, but I've been like my stepdad and my mom. And then I had lived in Sacramento on my own. I had a roommate. And so I was just like, I'm tired of Stockton. It's dead here. Like I love my city, but it's not gonna be anywhere you can grow your career. So I was just like, for me, I was working at another outlet, and before I started working in the Shade Room, but I was still getting unemployment. I was getting that EDD, that extra 16.
Unemployment, what was it, 800 a
yes,
week?
It was amazing.
That was a good time.
And because of the job that I was working in previously, I was getting paid through Cash App. I wasn't reporting it.
Okay.
So I was getting extra money. So I was like, okay, I'm going to save money. I saved I don't remember if it was like $7,000 or $10,000, but I saved like, I think it was $7,000. I paid the rest of my car off. I only had a couple more payments. I paid my car off. I paid off all my credit cards, and I told my mom I'm moving, and so we just drove down there. Like, I packed everything in my car. She packed some stuff in her car, and I was good. And I've been in my place ever since then. I've been in LA 3 years.
You haven't moved?
Yeah, I love where I live. I love where I live. I ain't going nowhere.
No, it's funny because I also moved during the pandemic. I had been living with my parents. Horrible breakup like a year before. Oh. So I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
Everything reminds me of this person. And I had always wanted to move to LA.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing. I mean, that pandemic.
Because the pandemic.
I was like, let me save that.
They did their big one. EDD did their big one. Okay.
And there was, what was it?
The money from
the government, like
the extras, like 16 or 14, whatever it was. The extra came in handy.
I was like, okay, into my savings. And then I moved, and I was living by myself. And during the pandemic, though, it was so many things were closed off, like rightfully so. How were you kind of building your network during that time? Because we were not outside as much.
I didn't, honestly, like, when I first started at the Shade Room, I didn't really build a network for real. Like, I was at home. It was a pandemic. I was working from home. But once I moved to LA, I started meeting people immediately. And it was so crazy because I really wanted to work for Empire, like the label in the Bay Area, but I didn't have any ties to them. Like, I didn't even know how to, like, tap in. So it was so funny, like, through a publicist, Michelle, she owns Audible Treats. She invited me to the Key Glock show, and I just so happened to be in Stockton. I was like, oh, I can come. So I met a whole bunch of people through Empire. And I'm like, it took me all the way to move to LA to work for this company, to meet people at the company I, like, really wanted to work at. It was just so funny, but I was able to, like, build, like, connections with them, and just one of my previous coworkers, Baker, like, he's about to start his job at Sirius. And so, like, through him, I met a lot of people. But and just, like, being in LA, like, you know one person, they'd be like, oh, let's go to this event. And you just meet people. And you just, like, give me your Instagram, because that's the easiest way to stay in contact with people. And I feel bad, like, if I see you a couple times, then I'm going to remember you. I might not remember your name if we don't, like, talk. But it'd be so many people that I have met, and they'd be like, hey, girl. And I'd be like, hey. And I'd just be like, who's this? Do you know this person? Like, I don't know them. And they be like, we met. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It was just that one time I just, charged to the game. Yeah.
Has anybody, okay, so you're, like, on social media and everything. Has anybody recognized you from social media?
Yes. It was so funny because she went to my college. I went to Virginia State. Okay. And so this girl, I didn't know her, but she was like, China Lovelace. And I was looking like, yeah, that's me. She was like, oh my gosh, I follow you. I went to Virginia State too. And I was like, oh, hey girl, what's your Instagram? And so I followed her back. And then it's also awkward, like, when I meet people and they be following me, and I didn't know they was following me because I have so many followers. And then I follow them back. I was like, oh, I didn't even know. Like, my bad.
How did that feel, though, to be recognized?
It felt kind of weird and surreal. And I was just like, to me, like, I'm just regular. Like, my friends know me, like, I'm just chill. But I mean, like, when you work with a big company, like, you do get, like, more of access to things. So it is cool. Nobody ever came to me and be like, I don't like you trying to Lovelace. I don't like what you be talking about. You talked about my man or whatever. I'm like, girl, like, I never had no bad experience with nobody recognizing me. So,
I think, like, also for me, we met at an event.
It was fun too.
Yeah, it was a fun event. The drinks,
girl, and the food was good too.
The food was really good. I went there by myself.
Me too.
Yeah, you were so nice to just, like, let me sit with you at the table and, kind of tag along with you. And then what was funny is that you knew Masani. Masani's, like, sister was also there.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, that's crazy. I know Masani. But, like, what was really helpful is that you were just, like, so gracious to kind of let me, tag along with you and just, like, talk with you. Found out we're also, like, in media, social media. And I think that's so important out here, is to really be open to people, not be like, oh, like, I have these followers, you don't have followers.
Yeah.
I've gone to events like that where it's like, okay, well, what's your Instagram? And then they'll just, like, either, like, you haven't run into that where they ask you what your Instagram is?
They ask me my Instagram, but they don't treat me different if they see, like, I have, like, less followers. I mean, this like September will be my 4th year at the Shade Room, and I remember starting there. I think I had like almost $5,000. So like I got a lot of followers because people are nosy, but then they're also interested too because like they see my handle when I write stories. So that's, I mean, they come and they go, but like it's been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. I wish somebody would be like, I ain't fucking with you because your follower count low. That's weird.
I've experienced that. I've also kind of experienced, you know, being like in acting. So like SAG-AFTRA will have events, and I've gone to like events where it's just like I said, like, who are you represented by? And I'm like, can we just talk about like something real?
Yeah.
Like, you know, do you have a dog? Do you have something? Like, I have a dog. Can we talk about that? Because it's just so, and I feel like my best conversations have come when it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, like, tell me about your life, you know, but not like too nosy.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, if I'm at an event by myself, like I want to go and meet people, but I understand, and it's scary. Like, hey, I'm trying to like, let's talk, let's be friends. But you know, if you know one person, it's always easy to like kind of like start the conversation. Yeah. But I'm just cool. Like, if you sitting by yourself, like, girls, I got a table right here. You want to sit with me? Like, that's how you meet people. You got to like spark up a conversation. I'm just like an outgoing person anyway. I talk a lot, so that's just my nature.
So, like, you mentioned that you're in a sorority. How has that kind of shaped you in terms of like your network or even just like your tribe out here? Like, how has that been?
So I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the first. Y'all know us. I joined as at a graduate level. So I graduate. Well, I did graduate, but I graduated. Why do I keep saying graduate? I joined at a graduate level in spring 2017 in Oakland. So some of the sorors that I knew up there, like, we went from the Bay Area to LA, but I meet a lot of people through my organization. Like, I can be anywhere in the world and like see an AK. Like, I've seen AKs when I was in where did I go to? Belize. It was a boat with pink and green. I was just like, hey y'all. I just knew that was my people. But definitely, like, that's how, like, when it came to my job, I got my job I was working at another outlet through a soror. And like that helped me gain the skills to like be with my current company. But yeah, I think it's like great to be in a sisterhood, you know, just having those friends. Like, you know, we're in the same organization, we're serving the community, we're giving back, and you know, they help you with anything like careers. Like, you know, we have Facebook groups like just for members only, and people be in there like, my child is in a hurricane in the school, can somebody go by there that live in the area? Like, literally anything you need, like, you can reach out to people. So it was like, that's why I said I had like friends already here that, you know, I've been knowing. Like, some people I knew like when I first joined the sorority, like some people I met like when I got here and got close to. So yeah, I already had some built-in friends. And you know, just like with anybody, like you have your ups and downs with people, but you know, I'm grateful for my sisterhood.
So you said that you joined at the
at a graduate level. That just means like after you've graduated.
Wait, okay. So how was that experience versus, because I've thought about it. I've thought about the AKs, my aunt's a Delta. I've thought about doing it like, because I've obviously graduated.
Well, we got to be discreet. We got to be discreet with it.
Well, either way, but I have heard some like different things about it. So I would love kind of your
perspective.
Perspective.
So at Virginia State, I didn't come into college like I want to be AK. Like, we don't have no Greeks in our family. So my sister's a Delta. So like we're like first in our immediate family that like is in a sorority. And I have a cousin, she's younger than me. She's a SG row. Yeah. So I didn't go into college like looking for to be in a sorority. I didn't really know much about them. I wasn't exposed to them. I only knew about the Deltas when I was in high school. So you know, I did want the sisterhood aspect, and I did want to, you know, just have that network, because I know, like, being Greek and, like, even just being, like, a graduate of a HBCU, like, that's just a whole network within itself. But, you know, I did go to the Rush at Virginia State. Obviously, I didn't become a member there, but I was just like, I want to be AK, because I knew it was a lifetime commitment. And I think, like, that's the thing that people don't recognize. Like, if you don't join whatever organization you're interested as an undergrad, like, it's a lifetime commitment. So you try to go through a grad chapter. I mean, I wouldn't say it was like super difficult, but it was like, it took me some years. Like, I graduated college in 2012. Yeah. And it was something that I pursued up until 2017. Like, I just went to events and I met the women, and you know, my goal was like every event I went to, like, I'm introducing myself. I'm knowing the president. I'm gonna talk to the president every time I come, no matter how nervous I am, and just like really built those connections and really showed them like I wanted to be a part of this organization, and let alone the chapter. And it worked out. So, you know, if anybody look, AK right now, they got a lot of eyes on us just with the election and Kamala Harris and everything like that. But I just say to anybody that's interested, AK or not, being in a D9 organization, just do your research and get out there and start going to the events. Like, you know, you do want to use discretion.
Yeah.
But it's a little different when you a graduate, like already graduated college. Like if you're coming to the events and you're not a member, and you're not coming with a friend that's in the organization, they know you interested. But so just try to build those relationships up. But I could talk to you about it off camera.
No, what I love is just it seems like you are a master networker. Like you go out there.
That's the big word.
It's true. I mean, the way that you approach it is going up to everybody, speaking with everybody, going after an opportunity and not, taking no for an answer. I think that's so amazing.
When you say it like that, I was like, y'all gonna be my friends. Y'all gonna know me and y'all gonna let me in. Somebody gonna let me in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really diligent because it's like when you're from the outside looking in, you don't really know what you don't know. Like all I knew was that I felt like, okay, well, I'm going to these events, but I have to really try my hand, like to build a connection because it's like they already members. They don't really need me. So that's how I felt like they're not coming to pursue a relationship with me.
You're going to
I got to pursue a relationship with them. So I think like that's where people get, defeated at. But I mean, if you got one friend like that's active, that means like they're financial in the chapter, like they can lead you on the path. We don't accept everybody though. Everybody's not fit to be an AK, but it's a nice sisterhood to be in.
I feel like that's really, what I've heard from just different people about their experiences is being in, that organization in general, that gives them like these life skills, like not just that, sisterhood forever, it's actual life skills. You were talking about like that person helped you like get a job. That I feel like isn't talked about as much. So you went to a historically Black college, right?
Virginia State.
How did you know that you wanted to do that? Like, did you have somebody in your life that was like, you need to go there? Or
well, my mom was like really big on education, so I just knew like I was going to college.
Yeah.
She didn't really care which one I went to, but she was like, you going to college. And so, I was always a friend that was on punishment, like if I did something bad, but my mom was really strict about grades. Like I couldn't have anything like less than a C.
Oh, yeah.
And like the only thing she would waver on was like math and science was my struggle subject. So if I had like a C or a D, she would let that slide.
Yeah.
But I was always like a good student anyway. But I wanted to go to Virginia State University based off of BET College Hill. They were at Virginia State, and I was like, I'm going there.
Wow.
I didn't care how I was going to get there. I just knew I was going there. I told my mom. And like, at first I can remember like, like through California, like they have like the A through G requirements or something like that to go to like the Cal State universities. And I can remember like wanting to go to CSUN because I met somebody like I used to be like in the NAACP. So we would go to like the youth conferences. So I used to want to go there because I met somebody. My mom told me like when I was super younger, I wanted to go to San Diego State because a friend's sister went there.
I didn't get it.
Oh my gosh.
I applied. I didn't get it. I wanted to go there so bad.
But you were supposed to go to the Bay anyway. So that's.
I know. It was, they had a, for public relations, you had to have like a 4.0. It was like they had such high standards to get in, and I was like,
was they giving out scholarships?
You know what? I'm actually gonna. When it comes to scholarships, where I came from, there wasn't a lot of talks about scholarships as much.
Yeah, I can agree.
So when I hear there are people who are like, I got 100,000 in scholarships, and I'm like, I wish I had known that.
Because look, the way these loans is set up, they above me now.
Yep, I said they're gonna get taken care of.
Child. Yeah, I have so much money I owe in student loans.
Yeah.
But you know what? Biden did like lower them because right now the payment that I have is like the lowest that it's ever been.
Ooh, okay.
So, shout out to Biden for that.
Yeah, because I mean, student loans, I know people that are paying $500 to $1,000 a month.
I would never do
student
that.
loans, which I'm like, that's
$1,000 is somebody rent.
Yes.
It's a fraction of mine.
Yeah,
I would not.
For student loans, crazy. I know my what is it, Sally Mae? They say, yeah, and also there's
Navient. I go through.
I think mine is Navient.
Mohela. It's like something with the
But
government.
you know, they like sell your loan to like different people. Yeah, they
I've
sell
never
your
dealt
loan.
with the Sally Mae or nothing like that. I've
Me
always
either,
done
thank
like
goodness.
it's I don't know.
It's very predatory, like when you think about it.
I
A
mean,
lot
cause
of these
Sally
loans,
Mae, like
yeah.
they be hacking everything,
Yeah.
but not
No,
her.
and that's what I don't understand. If you're going to hack something, can you please just hack like student loans? Because I don't understand.
Yeah, just
Out
wipe
of
mine
all
out.
of all the things they
It's
don't
crazy.
choose.
They be.
There was something happening with Capital One today. I don't know what not Capital One, Chase. I think something was happening with Chase.
You
that
seen it
people
on
were
Twitter?
doing.
I seen
Yeah.
people talking about like somebody got chased, and I was like, they rob it?
Yeah. No, they were doing something and then people were lining up because they heard of this like specific hack. So I'm not sure what happened, but I'm just
Oh,
like,
see, I'm not playing. I bank with Chase.
oh,
I wouldn't even play with no bank like that.
yeah. I want to play with any bank just in general.
Cause I don't
Like,
want nobody coming to me and you owe.
yeah. No, I mean, one
Do not
time
recommend.
I had a job overpay me when I was like an intern and I was like, oh, is this a holiday bonus? And they were like, you know what? You get to keep it, but we're going to, I was like, I'll just give it back to you. And they're like, no, we're going to take it out of your check. And I was like, but just take it. Take it
Take it
take
now
it back.
so that
take
I-
it back.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
jobs be tripping.
Yeah. So you have been at the Shade Room. What have you kind of learned in that position that is like,
Ooh. I've learned a lot in the
Really?
4 years that I've been there.
4 years?
Almost 4 years next month. You know, it's very fast paced. Like, you know, we always posting something. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many posts that we make a day. But I think it just really learned how to fact check and do research. Like, I know people get mad and they say, like, oh, y'all negative, y'all just posting stuff. And I'm like, you got to think these celebrities post this stuff. We're just reposting it.
Yeah.
We didn't tell them to post it.
Yeah.
We just reposted what they post. But you have to like really do your due diligence and research like every piece of content, especially like we do a lot of stuff with politics. So we have to like, if the thing about the Shade Room is like we're gonna show both sides. So like for example, Amber Rose had posted this old, and I mean it was like an old interview from Donald Trump did with Roseanne from like the 90s, and I had to like listen to what they were saying, and I had to like see if any of his policies when he was a president, like if he was against it, because I
Yeah.
think it was like maybe about I don't know if he was talking about like same-sex couples at the time, and I think he was like, I believe he was like okay with it.
Okay.
But like his rhetoric now is not that, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna post this, but I'm gonna show both sides. And I think it was another thing, like, because, you know, Amber's just, like, been in the media a lot.
Yeah.
Joyanne Reed said something to Amber Rose because Amber Rose got mad about something. And then I was just like, but you said this. You said that you wasn't a black woman.
Yeah.
So it's just like we do our fact check. Like if somebody says something, we gonna present both sides. And then, like, you know, there's always stuff that goes viral. And it's like, okay, is this new? Is it old? Is it resurfaced?
Yeah. And is it just a sound bite?
Yeah, like we do our best to like post clips in its entirety, like because if you just post 15 seconds and it was like we can't post a 2-hour long interview,
Yeah.
but if I could listen to the full context and it's maybe a minute versus the 15 seconds that's going around, it shows you like, okay, this is the entire
Yeah.
clip, or I put it in the caption. But yeah, I think it helped me with my critical thinking skills and just, you know, being a better writer overall. Things are constantly changing. And it's just like I have to keep elevating with the times.
Yeah, so before while I was in college, I did speech and debate. And with that, you have to be able to, one, research, be good at research. Things are consistently changing, policies, but also be able to debate both sides. And I feel like in journalism, that is so needed.
Yeah.
Because you can't be biased on
You
like
cannot be biased as a
certain
journalist,
things.
yeah.
Because how does that like affect your reporting? So I like the fact that you're explaining that it's like you're having to do both sides, you're having to do your research. Have you ever had anybody, I mean, you probably have, but like things that you've reported on where like somebody's like, that's wrong, or like been called, how do you deal with that?
Girl, that just happened to me the other day.
Yeah.
Tiger's son went to play soccer with like a team overseas, like an international team. It was called like Real Madrid. And so I thought that all of these players were on the same team. They were teammates. So I posted it, and then the roommates are in the comments like, they not even teammates. This is not the same facility. So I didn't have all the information. I'm like, I don't know nothing about soccer.
Yeah.
And I'm like kind of like going off of like what I thought was correct.
Yeah.
And like I actually did talk to like Tyke in the DM, so he gave me some information and he was right, but I think I just put it together wrong. So I took the post down. I went on Twitter and looked and see what people were saying. I did some, like I went on Google and Googled the players' names and found the teams that they played for. So I just restructured it and they didn't care no more. But
that's the hard part. Like, especially, you know, on my TikTok, I'll do like current events, things that are happening. And it's like things are consistently changing. And so you put it out and then more information is coming out. So how are you like staying on top? Are you doing Google alerts? Like, what
girl, I got so many alerts. It ain't Google alerts, but I got hella Twitter alerts from like
that's smart.
just different news outlets because it's like it's always something going on.
Yeah.
Like I gotta be on top of it. Like at my job, like I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok. And I'm responsible for posting on all of those platforms. So I'm just always constantly like looking for content.
You're the one posting.
Girl, I do everything. I find the content, post the content, package the content, research the content. Like I do everything in my role. So it's very, very hands-on job.
Yeah.
Very hands-on.
So do you feel like, because I'm also on social in my jobs all the time, how do you kind of decompress from that? Because it's hard.
It is very hard. I struggle with it. I've struggled with it for a long time. Like I have work-life balance. Like when I'm off, don't call me. I don't care about what's going on. Ask somebody else, get somebody else to do it. But sometimes like I'll be like, oh my gosh, the Shade Room didn't post this. I have sent stuff when I was off before. And there has been like one time, like I knew one of my coworkers was closing. She was by herself and it was like the baby and Danny Lay had got into it. And I was with a friend. Yes, I was with a friend and she was like, the baby and Danny Lay getting into it on live. And I was like, let me just jump in. Because it's a lot of tea and it was so much stuff going back and forth. It was only one person.
Yeah.
So that's like a rare occasion. Like I'm flexible, but it's like when I'm off.
That's one you're like, if we do not report on this, like that's.
And I you know, it was overtime. I billed it. I clocked it because I was there working.
Get that overtime.
I'm always gonna put however I worked. So I ain't gonna finesse it, but if I worked, I'm gonna put it on there.
No, smart. As you should.
But yeah, I mean, and it's like times like if I'm off, like I'm supposed to clock out at 10, for example, and then something happens, like I stay around and put the stuff up, you know, because it only makes sense. Like by the morning, it's gonna be late. Like the news cycle is always like busy. Changing. So yeah, but like as far as like work-life balance, like I have a good work-life balance, but as far as like social media, I'm the first to say I'm addicted to social media. And it's like when I can disconnect, it feels really good to disconnect and not worry about what's going on. Cause and it's like, you know, so I do think it's like a hindrance. Like, you know, if I'm just so used to being on my phone all the time. So if I go out places, I'm trying to be present. And it's like crazy because recently I was working 2 jobs. So like the running joke was, okay, here's China with her laptop. But I felt like I'm working 2 jobs, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I have to take my laptop with me because if I got off at 4 from my old job that I was working at, and if I didn't get off, like if I didn't want to miss the event, I got to take my laptop with me.
Yeah, which is smart, but I get that.
I don't recommend. I do not. I did it for 6 months. Loved the company, loved the job. It was very similar to what I was doing now, but and I liked it because it was like I wasn't doing everything. Like we had a department that was handling the graphics. Our editors would check stuff, and I'm just scheduling stuff. So it was busy, but it was way less of a load on me. Yeah. So I like the contrast. Like I could do both. I've done both. But it's just cool to see like other companies and how they're ran too.
Yeah, that's interesting. It is nice to kind of have a team because when you're doing it yourself, like I don't know if you're doing the graphics, even just like graphics in general takes so much time. It's
just like, so at the other outlet that I worked at, we had a graphic designer. So like the headers and everything like that, the images, like it was just easy. I mean, I have like coworkers and stuff like that. Like I can always ask for help or if I need assistance, but we're not doing real graphics in my job. Yeah. I'm just using like a application through like that I downloaded from like the what is it, the App Store. So it's like more like that social
template.
So it's really quick and easy. It's not like I gotta go in Canva and build out a template or anything like that. but it's still like, you know, okay, oh, I don't got to put this graphic together. I'm waiting for them to send it back and then I can schedule it.
Yeah.
It's still like, okay, I could work on something else, or I could just chill for a little bit because it's already
a lot.
yeah.
I know doing it all and having to be on and doing the research. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But one of the things I love about following you is that I want to say, like, where in the world is China today?
Oh,
like,
girl, I'm always somewhere. Yeah.
You are always
somewhere.
somewhere outside doing something. And so I kind of love to follow that. So do you feel like that's a form of like self-care, or you're like, I'm also work? Because sometimes you're working too, or you're performing.
And that's the thing. Like, my job doesn't care like if I travel somewhere.
Oh,
so if I travel somewhere, I'm still coming to work. Like, only time I take time off is like if I absolutely do take time off, if I go on a vacation like internationally. But if I'm going to like back home, I don't have to take a day off for that. I always just like kind of like schedule my flights for like either I'm off work or before I work, so that I don't have to take the time off. Like, but I mean, if I need to take the time off, I got it. I'm gonna take it.
Are you going on tour soon?
No,
No,
I'm not doing a tour. So like right now, like I did, like for your followers, like they're not familiar. Like I dropped 2 songs. Like I dropped my first song, Pretty Girl Freestyle. It was like, you know, a song about the D9 Greeks. And I went on a tour with that. So I did, one of my friends has a Delta. She had like a poetry night. So I did that to kick off the tour last year. DJ X Honey, JX Honey, I did her event for the girls that was here in LA. I did the Cali Greek Picnic. I went to Texas Greek Picnic. And I went to Alabama Greek Picnic. And it was a lot. Like being an independent artist, like funding yourself, hair, makeup, lashes, outfits, all of that stuff, flights, hotels. Like it was expensive.
Wow.
It was fun. It was like, I feel like it was good exposure. Like I went viral with my video, which I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Even though like not everybody liked it. It was like, oh, okay. But it was like, it was cool to go viral and everything like that. And B King, he produced both my songs, and like he came to like Texas Greek Picnic and was there at my performance. So it was like a great experience. Would I go back on tour? I would, but it's like I really have been dragging my feet with putting new music out. Yeah. And I have some more beats from B King that he gave me because he executive produced my project. And like I just want to, I have like 2 more songs to record, and I want to do like some intros, and I feel like, you know, especially like with him passing, like I gotta do it. And so it's gonna be called Better Late Than Never.
Okay.
So I just gotta not drag my feet and get it out, because summer is over pretty much. It is. But I feel like I can still go ahead and get the EP out by September, hopefully, and like drop some visuals.
Oh my god.
I've been talking about it for over a year now.
So how did you get into music? What about it was just like you felt like it was your calling?
I wouldn't even say it's my calling. It was just something that I wanted to do. Like, when I met B King last year, but we had been like in communication before that, because like when Then Leave went viral, that was like my first time hearing about him. It's like he's a really big artist, but like in the South. So like like the stuff from the South don't always come to the West Coast, and like a lot of people's like, oh, he got me through my college days. I'm like, it didn't make it up to Virginia. So like when I met him last year and I recorded my song, I just had reached out to him and was like, you know what, I want to do a song for the Greeks. And so he told me, like, come down to Texas. You got to come during the week because I be booked on the weekends. Wow. Come to Texas, come to my house, and we're going to record. We're going to turn you into a rapper. So it's not like I ever had dreams to, like, be the next Megan Thee Stallion, because Megan's my girl. But I did want to do a song, and I'm just like, if I can just, like, do an EP and tell my kids, like, girl, your mama was popping. I did a song. I went on a tour. Okay. Like, if it takes off and goes somewhere, like, I would keep doing it, but I don't really see it something me like doing in a long term, because it takes a lot of money, like, and you could be working for years to get that one song that goes viral before people listen to you. Like, you know, you see it with Sexy Red,
Jelly Roll,
like so many people, like they be working it, and like you gotta be really passionate. And I am passionate. Like I'm not gonna just put anything out just for the sake of putting it out, and that's kind of like why I've been dragging my feet, because it's like, when you're a female rapper, you gotta have bars. You gotta be popping. And the 2 songs that I dropped, like the freestyle was cool, and my friends was like, it's really catchy. I'd be like, well, you see these? Like, I'm like, y'all better be rapping about stuff. That song was very easy for me to write, and like B King was like helping me. He was like, you writing in complete sentences. Cut it off. Like, just get it out. Like it's a bar. It's only so many words you could fit in the bar. Wow. And my song Out of State that I dropped earlier this year with Narissa, we just kind of went back and forth. We had the beat, and she was like, well, what you want to talk about? I was just like, let's talk about dudes that be out of state that we like. And so she started rapping, I started rapping, and she was like, you know, we kind of wrote the songs together, so it was easy. So I feel like if I go in there, like, I got to have the right team of people with me, and they can kind of, like, help me craft the song that'll be better.
Yeah.
But I'm not against working with a writer. Like, there's a writer that I worked with. Her name is Zyda, wrote it.
Okay.
It's so funny because when I first moved to LA, she was, like, the first girl that did my lashes. And so I still followed her, and she's into music. So I reached out to her. I was just like, hey, I got this song, but I don't really like it. And you know what? My sister Anaya is like my biggest critic. She told me, she said the song sound like That Girl Lele meets Sweetie. And I was just like, that girl Lele is 16 or 17.
Yeah.
I'm 33. That's not cute.
Don't look 33.
Thank you. Black don't crack. But I was just like, no. And then I sent it to Beat King, and I sent it to his girlfriend telling me she had, like, we were in a group checks, and they were like, they liked it, but I just was not feeling it. Once my sister said That Girl Lele, they was like, mm-mm. And so some people was just like, they don't like this song better than Pretty Girl Freestyle, but then they liked it. And this is an unreleased song called Bottles. I don't know if I may change it, but I sent it to Zyda, wrote it, and she was like, yeah, it gives beginner. And she was like, I think it could be way better. And I was like, okay, well, can you do 2 verses? And I kept the hook and I kept the pre-hook. I really liked the pre-hook and the hook. So she wrote the 2 verses for me, and I just need to go and re-record it. And then there's another song. I'm in the process of writing it, but again, I've been dragging my feet because I just was so busy. And I feel like now that I'm not working 2 jobs, I'm back to me. Yeah. There's a rapper he's at Sacramento. In Sacramento, his name is KK. He's a Sigma, so I met him like through the Greek network. He's really good. He's raw. And I want him to be on one of my songs. So it's just like, do it.
Yeah.
So my goal is like, I got to work on this now. Like, I'm okay with me saying it, I'm going to hold myself to it. So my goal is to finish writing the song, send a beat to KK, let him do his verse, go re-record it, and then when I go back home next month, I want to go ahead and shoot a video while I'm there. It only makes sense because it's a videographer I already worked with for my first video. He's in the Bay Area, Sacramento area, so that's my goal. So I'm gonna have to work on that now because September is tomorrow.
It is. If you shoot a video out here, would love to be in it.
Come on.
Not the greatest dancer, but
I will remember that.
I can vibe. I mean, setting a goal and like having a deadline is so important.
Girl.
Because I did a short film.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So it was a sci-fi short film, North. It's on YouTube.
Okay. Send me the link. I want to support.
Yeah, I will. And so I did that. And now I'm like, all right, come on. It's time for the next one. So I just need to, I have things written and I'm like.
Wait, it was your like production? Like you wrote everything and put it together?
Yeah. So I produced it, wrote it, started it.
Okay. Congrats. That's amazing.
You. Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot of work. Did the casting and it was just things, if I didn't know what to do, just Googled it. And then I kind of like figured it out. So now I'm like, all right, I need to start doing more. I just need to like reach out to people and be like, hey, I have the script. I want to like do it. And so I'm trying to set a deadline of November is when I'm shooting it and get it out there. But it's hard. The first time around, once I gave myself a date, then I started telling other people. Then I started getting the crew. I was like, I already told them a date. I can't like back out. All right, now I have the actors. They all have a date. So like now I have to. So I kind of like it forced me to go and do it. And so I feel like, you know, if you just give yourself a deadline and just do it. Because how long do you think, so like let's say the music video shoot, how many days do you think that's going to take?
It's going to be a 1-day shoot.
Oh, see?
One day, probably one location. Like, I don't need anything super fancy.
Nice.
So it could be, like, just something really quick, honestly.
Yeah.
But, because the first video shoot, we had 2 locations, 2 outfits.
Yeah, that's better.
But I don't think it needs to be, like, something over the top. But Babyface Visuals, like, he's the one I did my first video. Like, he's really dope. He's a young guy on his shit. I'm like, okay, I'm going to work with you again. So I need to reach out to him because it's like I'm going back up there to Sacramento Bay Area the 14th of September.
Okay.
I'm going for my friend baby shower, but I was like, okay, I can stay out there for a week, but I got to get the ball rolling because that's only like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to like get it on
people in it, extras, all of that.
Yeah.
But I think if like just set a date and just put it out there and see if people are available and just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
But is it scary to you at all?
The video?
Just in general.
Or just doing music?
Yeah, doing music.
It is scary because, like, you don't know how people are going to react to it. And it's just like, the first song is like, oh, she the AK rapper. I'm like, damn, okay. But it's like, because I'm an AK, I'm rapping, and the song is about Greeks.
Yeah.
I will never do another Greek song again. That was my one and done.
Okay.
And so it's just like, I always like be like, oh, damn, are they going to say something like, oh, she the AK rapper? Because, like, not every song is like, I'm cussing in it. I'm going to say a nigga or a hoe or whatever. Like, I'm going to, you know, talk my shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like, one of those super over-sexualized rappers. I don't think I need to do that. I feel like it's enough. But I'm like, if I'm going to talk about myself, I'm going to talk about myself, or I'm going to talk about the guys that I like. Like, out of state is like, I like my out of state. Dreads or some waves. Scammer or a trapper, I could go both ways.
Okay.
Hey. But it's not like, it's not too much. It's not too much. I think it's a cute song, a cute, fun song. And that's what I want to just do. Cute, fun music. With some bars.
Yeah.
I ain't killing nobody.
No.
I ain't scamming. It ain't all about my coochie. Like, it's just, it's cute. I ain't gonna say it's like clean or cookie cutter, but I just feel like I just want to be fun, you know?
I feel like rap or just music in general, it should really just be the whatever you want to put out. Like Tyler the Creator, I feel like has his own unique style. Like, that's what I feel like rap is missing. So even like for me, like, I really like Saweetie. Like her,
I love Saweetie.
I love her, but her original music I was really into, and then it kind of just felt like she was put in a machine.
Yep.
And it just felt like everything was cookie cutter, which I understand. These labels, what they're trying to do is they're trying to like manufacture a certain type. And I feel like we've kind of lost the individuality of like having your own sound.
Yeah.
But not just that, like being able to rap about your own experience. Like, you don't have to talk about scamming. You don't have to talk about your vagina. You don't have to like talk about things that matter to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like really nerdy.
No, I mean,
say.
'cause it's like with my song Out of State, like I love, like, anybody that knows my dating history. My last dude I dated was from Fort Worth, Texas. I dated a guy in DC.
Whoa.
I always got somebody that's out the state, because the men in California are trash. Men in California, if you watching this, y'all got to do better.
Yes.
So it's like, I'm talking about my real life experience, but I'm trying to do it in a relatable way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about men.
Men at the States? Or the men here?
Just in general, because the men here are, I mean, it's.
Where do you want to start? First of all, the men here, and this is something that it has been happening to me my whole life. You gotta, oh, sorry. You gotta worry about, do they like black women?
Good point.
And then, like, you also have to worry about if they're straight or not. Like, at the parties, like, some of the men, like, the men be fine. Sometimes you just can't tell. But I think, you know, black men, some black men, because y'all can be like, oh, she talking about all. No, some.
Yeah.
Like, they want the foreigns. They want the baddies, the mixed ones. So it's just like, here, nobody approaches me. No, men do not approach me. It's like, I'm looking at you, you looking at me.
Let me just say, are you single?
I'm very single.
She
I'm
is
too single.
She is single and available. Okay,
Slide in my DMs.
Slide in her DMs. I'm also single, so you can slide in my DMs
okay?
as well. But that's wild that people don't.
They do not.
You.
I'll tell you. So I went to Houston.
Yeah.
I went out there for like Beat King's Memorial and everything like that. I went on 2 dates while I was out there. Well, one was a date.
You were only there for like what?
I was there for 3 days.
3 days.
I flew in.
Maybe I need to
Wednesday. Went on a date that night with this dude that had been in my DMs for a minute, and he'd been trying to see me, and I was like, I'm in your city. What's up? He came and picked me up from my godmom's house, and I don't let people know where I live.
Yeah.
But I felt comfortable because, like, I know 2 of his friends.
Yeah.
And they was just like, one of them was like, yeah, he's cool. The other one was like, but for fun, but not to be serious. So, yeah, I went out with him on Wednesday, and then Thursday, another dude that had been in my DMs was like, wait, you in town? I'm pulling up on you. So it was great.
What?
And it's just like, when I go down south, if I live down south, I would have a man.
Yeah.
Probably be
Yeah.
married with a child by now.
Child, yep.
East Coast, same thing. I
Yeah.
would go to GC, DMV area.
Yeah.
People holler at me. They looking at me. They like, hey, what's up? Can I buy you a
Yeah.
drink? Can I get your number? Let's
Yeah.
talk. So it's like, it's very easy. I look good.
You do.
I don't put
She
a
looks
number.
very
I'm a
good.
10, okay?
Yes.
So like, I dress right, you know, my fupa ain't stopping nothing. But it's like these men in California, like, they don't see you. And it's like, now I'll shoot my shot too. I'm gonna tell you about that. Last time I shot my shot with somebody was BET weekend. I seen this dude, he was fine.
BET weekend's
But you know what? It was a lot of black men too. And I'm like, but you know, you don't even know if they live here or not. But I still seen this dude and I was just like, hey, how you doing? He was like, I'm good. I was like, you know, I think you're very attractive.
Yes.
I would like to get to know you. Can I have your number?
You
And
shot
he was
your
just, I
shot.
shot my
love
shot.
it.
And he was just like,
We'll keep going. Yeah.
okay,
Unless
sorry.
you're gonna stop.
No, we can go. He was like, I'm sorry, I got a girlfriend. And I was like, okay, thank you. I walked around. I was salty. I was like, fuck you and your girlfriend. I don't give a fuck. Like, do it look like I give a fuck? Because I don't.
Because I don't.
Right. Come on. But I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But also, like, if I'm a little tipsy and I see somebody fine, I'm going to go say something
Me
to. Like,
too.
one of the guys that I did date that was from here and lived here. It was like Juneteenth weekend. And I thought I must have been real drunk because I was just like, oh, I like your shirt. I was like, it was like roses.
Yeah.
He was like, them was not roses, it was butterflies.
I
Okay, when you
remem-
come to pick me up and take me out. But you know, these men out here in LA.
Wait, so what happened with that?
You know, everything be cute in the beginning. I give it 3 months, and I used to think about 3 months in a bad way, like, oh my gosh, I can't keep a man for 3 months.
Rental.
Right, but 3 months is a good time to really get to know somebody and judge their character, because by them 3 months, like, he had a baby on the way. Didn't tell me about it, but you know what? He got caught because he shared his location with me indefinitely, and I've never had nobody do that. Like, even somebody I was like dating long term never did that.
Did he forget?
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Oh
So, girls, I'm gonna tell you. I'm spilling the tea because he's my man and I don't care. He shared his location with me indefinitely, so I would like kind of check his location all the time, like, cause like he used to drive the buses. Bus drivers got good money. I ain't tripping off it.
Bus driver?
Mm-hmm. He's a bus driver.
Okay.
And so like if I didn't talk to him like during the day, I could see he's at the house, he sleep. And I kind of got obsessed with it. I don't like that. I don't want nobody sharing their location with me because it wasn't cool. But I wasn't tripping though. But the one time he told me, he was like, I'm gonna go to my friend kickback. I'm gonna come to your house, spend the night, spend the rest of the night with you.
Yeah.
Hours then went past. I'm looking at that location. That motherfucker was at the Motel 6. I had called one of my close guy friends. Like, he laughing because it's fucked up, right? And I'm just like, and he was like a couple years younger than me, but I'm just like, okay, why are you at the Motel 6?
Yeah.
And he was by the LAX, and I was like, Trey, should I go over there? He was like, I mean, go. I called the motel, but they wouldn't answer, but I started to go pop up over there, but I'm like, this ain't even my man.
Yeah.
I don't have a title to be popping up on somebody. This is crazy. But I just watched him go from the Motel 6 to the liquor store, back to the Motel 6. Didn't talk to this man all day. Active on social media the next day.
Like, okay, so this right here is
It just showed you. It showed when he was at the Motel 6, driving around looking for a park. He had went to the liquor store. I'm looking at it in his location. He shared it with me. The next day came, and I was down bad. I was Keisha Cole crying in the house. I was down bad. Jakar, it was crazy. So I called him. He didn't answer the phone. I had like called one of my sorority sisters, like, please come out with me. Like, I'm down bad. I got to get out this house. I'm going crazy. He finally called me back, and I just was going off, like, why you lied to me? Why you say you was going to come over? You didn't come. Why you was at the Motel 6? Like, I don't know if I just popped off just with that, but I'm fresh. Yeah. I'm like extremely mad.
Like seeing red.
Yes. Yeah. And he was just like, I'm going to come over and talk to you. I was like, no, the fuck, you're not coming to my house. You didn't come over last night. Why are you coming over? I was like, I'm going to come to you. And I went over there to him, and he was like, my uncle is dying. He's in the hospital.
I hate when
and you never talked about your uncle before, so now all of a sudden he dying because you was lying and cheating. You can't cheat if you're not in a relationship.
Did he cry?
No, but girl, I was at the house in his car, or maybe he came in my car. I don't remember. Yeah. And so he was like, this girl that he used to mess with, they weren't in a relationship, popped up at his house because he lived with his mom. He just sounded like a bum, but anyway, he was living with his mama, and they was like, the girl popped up and was like she was pregnant. It was his baby, or it might be his baby. So they got a DNA test, and I was always asking him like, did you get the results back? You ain't heard nothing. You don't know nothing about this baby. And he was like, well, when I know, sweetheart, I'm gonna tell you.
Sweetheart. Ugh.
Like, ugh. But anyways, he eventually told me the baby was his. And some other things had transpired, but I was like, I'm not doing this.
No.
You're not my man.
No.
I could see like if we were like,
But
if we
even
were
so-
dating for a long time and like the foundation was set, or maybe like, cause kids like that come before you, like that's I could accept somebody that has a kid, but I just
Okay.
think like if we don't even have a
But
solid
what if
foundation.
it happened during so you have that foundation, and what if he stepped out, got somebody
No, if you
pregnant,
step out,
tried-
that's
yeah.
something different. I'm
Okay.
not tolerating
yeah.
no cheating
Yeah,
shit.
good.
But like, we're just dating. So like if I don't know. If that's, I mean, I think like maybe if we were dating for 6 months and
Yeah.
he told me like, okay, like this girl is pregnant, I got a baby on the way, I'm not with her, we just never together, we was cuddy buddies or whatever situation. Maybe I would have like maybe my mind was telling me like maybe you can get through with it.
Yeah.
But then I was talking to my friends, they was like, girl, fuck him and that
Fuck
baby.
him.
That ain't your responsibility. So yeah, I didn't
that
talk to
baby.
him, and it's so crazy because
Fuck the
it's
kid.
been a year since I haven't talked to him. Do you know he just added me as a friend on Facebook?
I'm not surprised. Did he
Okay,
send you
one
an
thing
email?
about I gotta look at the camera because one thing about these men, they gonna always try to spin the block, and I don't be having it.
Always. No,
I blocked him because fuck you.
I have had. First of all, I mean, my dating history is just wild.
Mm-hmm.
But I was talking to this guy who I met through my sister's wedding. It was like, and we walked down the aisle together. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Sounds
so cute.
Sounds so cute. So cute. And you're probably watching this right now.
Okay.
You know who you are. So he was just like really shady, and come to find out, like, so my dad ended up being in the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And I had talked to him, and he's like, oh, that's crazy.
That was it. That's all he said. He didn't come to console you. Do you need anything?
Nope.
Instacart you some
Nope.
food or something? Your
Nope.
daddy okay?
So, no. So I had already decided,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to like my dad, like that's my world. And like when I cut people off, like you're cut off.
Yeah.
Then my sister was like, don't talk to him anymore. Like even that beside, I was like, why?
Yeah.
What happened? So he was at his sister's baby shower with this girl. This girl.
And she
So-
probably does. She a victim too.
Oh, let me tell you, it gets
Oh.
worse. It gets worse. So I messaged her, and I was like, just letting you know this. And so
Were y'all in a relationship? Like or y'all was just dating?
we were dating, but still, like he said that we were exclusive. There was nobody
Oh, okay,
else.
okay,
Like
exclusive dating.
that's ridiculous. So crazy. He called me, and he was like, I don't know who you are.
Oh, I'm gonna show you.
I don't know who you are. Like, I know, like, Markel, like, I don't even know who you are. And, like, stop saying that you're, like, seeing me and all of this stuff. And I was like, so then I had messaged the girl. And then the girl was like, oh, yeah, I was on the phone. I was supposed to say something, but he, like, hung up. And she had a kid,
Yeah.
not by him. And she was like, I was like, what, if you stay with him, you're crazy. And she's like, yeah, but my kid has like built this bond. And I'm like, what, whatever. So stop
Yeah.
talking. He will make a YouTube account.
It's
So if
fake?
you leave a comment, I'm pretty sure I have it like saved to where you are not able to leave a comment. I've had exes make multiple Instagram accounts,
That's
email
creepy.
addresses for a long time. If it was an unknown number, it usually was like an ex or somebody. Like they don't.
They don't.
They
stop?
don't. And then the last guy, like one of the guys I was really hung up on, like, this guy, all right. Now he's a bum. You want to know what he told me? You would never guess this.
Go ahead, tell me.
So he's not driving right now. And I was like, don't you want a car? And he was like, no, people could just drive me to where I want to go. I don't want a car.
Bum activity. Because why? Who just want to be?
And I was like, I was down bad over you. Oh, don't go to Bumble events. I went to a
Bumble
Bumble.
don't have enough black men, so no.
Well, the black man I met on there, I'm pretty sure he's a serial killer. So
Hell no, you need
yeah.
to report him.
Yeah.
I think I thought I was down bad, but now I think it's.
No.
Yeah, that's why I like mine out of state.
Yeah. I feel like also just like, out of state though, do you feel like is the trust there?
Um,
Is the trust there?
I think that you have to build trust with a person. So
Yeah.
like with me, I think so the last guy I dated, he lives in Fort Worth, Texas. That's where he's from. I had met him when I went to Dallas for the Anything Festival years ago, and we just stayed Facebook friends. So as soon as I put that I, moved to LA, he was like in my DMs, "Hey, I'm coming out there. Let's go out and everything." I didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of like immediately started dating. And I just kind of like went into it like I tried not to go into things too excited so that I don't get my hopes up.
Yeah.
And I just kind of felt like, oh my gosh, this is too good to be true. And like everything was going good in the beginning. It's always good in the beginning. But he quit his job during COVID. And so he was down bad. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to just stick around. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get better. They didn't get better. Like I was like, he flew me out the very first time I went out there.
Yeah.
And like he did come to LA once, but I was mostly flying out there. I felt like I was giving a lot, spending a lot of money. Yeah. He wasn't working at the time, or he was like barely working. He was like a part-time job or something like that, because he was waiting until the next year to become a truck driver. And so I'm like, okay, let me hold on, because he finally passed his CDLs. Like it took him forever, but I think like I stopped. No, I did talk to him while he was getting his CDLs, but it just was like we don't even want the same thing. And another thing is like, when you trust somebody, like when you're dating them, you gotta really know what they want. Yeah. They will tell you, oh, I want to get married, I want to have kids. And like for him, he already got 2 sons, and they're like, one is in high school, one's gonna be going to high school. Yeah. He was telling me he wanted more kids, and then he got drunk. He was like, I don't want no more kids. I never told you that. So ultimately, like we ended things because we don't want the same things. And like I did see him when I went to Dallas recently in July, and that was just a mistake. And now he blocked on everything. And this time I'm not gonna let you come back around. Like I have my set boundaries. Yeah. And it's fuck you forever. You know what you did. So
like, what do you want in a man? What do you like? What are your?
You want to hear this list?
Yeah, I want to hear the list.
Okay, teeth. Are very important to me. And I some people might be like it's shallow, but teeth, like and I was looking at your teeth. I'm like, girl, your teeth look good.
Thank you.
Like
braces.
Yes, come on. More people need to invest in braces and just a regular dentist appointment. But I'm very big on teeth and hairlines, because I've been talked to like. I don't want to get too personal, but teeth and hairlines are important. Like ambition is very important. Yes. I want somebody college educated and that don't have kids, preferably, but most people have kids. 2 is my cutoff, because 2 is already too damn many. If you didn't go to college but you have a career, that's fine. I'll work with you. I'm not a stickler on height, but I don't want somebody shorter than me. I feel like short guys be mean.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7". So like if you 5'6", 5'7" up, that's fine. But I'm not dealing with nobody that come up to here. I dealt with a man like that, and I was like, he got that Tory Lane complex. I'm not fucking with it. You gotta love the Lord. You gotta have a passport, because I like to travel. I travel out the country twice a year. You gotta be fun. You gotta have a good relationship, like with your family. Be family oriented. Like you gotta bring something to the table. Like I want you to be a provider and a leader. And I think like a man, at the end of the day, you gotta have some type of hustle. I don't want you to do nothing illegal, but I feel like I want my man to. And I'm being serious. Like I want my man to always be able to take care of the household.
Yeah, that's important.
And that's like, I'll take care of what I need to take care of. Like I don't even know if I would say like I would do 50-50, because like you don't know until you're in that situation. Like I would love to be with a man, he pay all the bills, I pay the utilities, but in today's economy that's not always realistic. And sometimes like as a woman, like I know I probably made more money than the last guy, the truck driver. Bus driver, I might have made more money than him too, but it just kind of depends. I'm not looking for somebody in a certain industry. Like I would love to date somebody in my industry, because you just know what I'm into, what I do. You do the same thing too. Like, but I've dated somebody that was a teacher. Like teachers don't make a lot of money, but when I came to DC, like he did fly me out before. I didn't have to pay for food. We go somewhere, he paying for that. So like I need somebody that's gonna provide. I'm not a gold digger, and I'm high maintenance because I'm maintaining it. But I want somebody financially set, and that's very important. I remember this one dude I had matched with on Hinge. Cute dude. I always like to have a phone call or do a FaceTime, because like you see stuff on FaceTime that you don't see on the profile. Like you got all your teeth. True. I'm that's the main thing I'm looking for. Yes. But he was like, he just sounded shaky. like he didn't have his stuff together. And
Oh,
I
I
asked
get
him
you.
dead ass. I was just like, I want to know, are you in a good financial place to date? And he was like, well, I'm about to go back to school. I think I'm good. I do these side hustles. That was a no for me. And I never talked to him again.
And that's, I feel like people think that that's wrong for us to have that, because if we're looking for that, we're already doing that for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not like we are over here looking for handouts. That's a life we've already established for
Yeah.
ourselves, and we want that with our partner, because we also in turn would do what we need to do for them as well. So I feel like the conversation has just gotten so warped when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say something controversial.
Ooh.
I don't think a lot of men, well, you know what? I'll say like in California, I'll just say, or LA, want or even know how to be providers.
Yeah. Because it's like that, like, and I think, like, not everybody is fortunate to grow up with a dad. And I grew up with my stepdad. So I seen him, like, when I say, like, I remember, like, he sold a car, and he used that money to get our school stuff. And I just will never forget that. And he's just, like, he just didn't let us go without. Like, if he had to, like, do whatever he had to do to get whatever he needed for his house to not go lacking. Like, and I just feel like some men are doing that. Like, even the guy I was dating in Texas, and I'm just like, okay, you quit your job, you ain't getting unemployment, you doing your part-time job, you're struggling, your car is down, like, you just down bad. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, you could work another job, you can go get a full-time job up until the new year starts, when you go into the truck driving program. But he didn't want to do it. And I'm like, so you want to be broke?
You're choosing
to be broke.
Choosing to be broke.
I'm not, like, it was so funny because one of my friends, my friend Gina, we was just talking about this when I lived in Sac, and she was in Sac. And she was like, girl, what I have to commend you, because you really are a hustler. Like, whatever you want to do, you'll do it. Like, I used to drive Uber and Lyft. I used to do
Uber Eats and Uber for a little bit.
I don't like Uber Eats. I've done DoorDash too for like a quick stint, but I did Uber and Lyft heavy. I used to do brand ambassador jobs because they would pay like $25 and up. When I lived in Sacramento, I worked part-time at like a trash pickup company.
Wow.
It's valet trash. So I'm in an apartment. The people have the trash outside the door. I put it, like, I had this big trash thing that went on my back.
Yeah.
And then I just had to dump it. And I did what I needed to do if I had somewhere I wanted to go. Like, I went to Mexico one time. I remember, like, okay, I got an Uber to get this money to go to Mexico. The deposit is due. And I worked at the trash company because I wanted to go to Belize for my birthday. So there's no way that if there's something I want to do, I'm not going to just find a way to get the money to do it. And men should do that same thing.
Do you feel like men are intimidated by you? Ever?
I don't think men are intimidated by me, but as I've gotten older, I have become very more direct. So I'm going to tell somebody how I feel, but, like, I don't try to be intimidating. But if it comes off rude, like, that's never my intention. But I know, like, the guy in Texas, like, when he was down and his car kept messing up.
Yeah.
And, like, I gave him money and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I need $40 for gas. I was always cash apping him something. I mean, I had it to give.
Yeah.
It weighs on you. Like, I'm giving. I ain't getting nothing in return.
Yeah, what am I getting
but
in
I
return?
think, like, words hurt people. And, like, it like, I kicked him while he was down, and he never, like, kind of let that go. And it's like, I didn't mean to kick you while you was down, but I just felt like you were not making good decisions. Like, if you keep putting all of this money into the car, why you don't just go get a new car?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But sometimes people don't want to.
They don't want the extra finances.
They don't want that. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna put like the one thing I always heard about cars, like, once the transmission goes, we'll get you a new car.
Yeah, get a new
And so
car.
I think he got a transmission, and then I don't even know if it lasted 6 months, and he was getting another one. Like, you putting thousands of dollars in this old ass Nissan Altima.
Yeah.
Just go get you a cash car, or go get you something where I think he's in a better place now.
Yeah.
Driving trucks, but go get you a car note or something. But, hey, that's his finances, and I guess I shouldn't count people's pockets. But if I hear that your decision-making skills look bad, I was thinking, like, I wanted to move to Texas to be with him. Like, I've been wanting to move to Texas for a long time, and my goal is to move to Dallas next year. Not for a man, but it's more dating opportunities out there. But I was thinking, like, if I would have been living with him and he was down bad, I would have been miserable.
Yeah.
Because everything would have fell on me.
Also, if he had gone into truck driving, they're gone a certain amount of time. And there's this thing that I learned about. I didn't know.
The lot
lizards.
Yes. Lot lizards is creepy. Yeah, but when he got his first
Lot
trucking
lizards.
job, he was going over to like out state to state. I don't
Yeah.
want to be with no truck drivers.
Yeah, they no. I know people who have dated truck drivers, and it's the same story.
Do not recommend. And this is shallow. And I'm not the fittest person. Like I'm my
Yeah.
fupa. I'm on my fitness journey.
Yeah.
But all I could think about was like, okay, I'm already not seeing you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna see you more because you're over the road. And then I just pictured him like you just gonna be gaining hella weight because you're gonna be sitting in a truck eating out every day. That's shallow, but that's something I thought about.
You know what? I didn't even think,
You didn't think about that?
No. Well, I've never. I've only come across one
Truck driver? Don't do
yeah.
it.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Just when I found out about lot lizards, I was like, first of all, women, you're allowing yourselves to be known as lot lizards.
Yeah.
Which is wild
Crazy.
to me. But I was like, I've heard too many stories to kind of, and the fact that they're away, that's an issue for me.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I don't want to date somebody that lives out the state. I just attract men that live out the state.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody's in my DMs, they not from here. Rarely are from here. Like I said, I got more motion out the state. Like, and I'm on Hinge right now. Hinge is hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
I hate
it's crazy
dating
because I had
apps.
went on a date and I thought the date was good.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk to that man since.
Yeah, I feel like men think that they have so many options, and you're just like swiping on these apps. And out here, the amount of men they think they have so many
They
options.
think they're the prize.
They think they're the prize. And I'm like, what? It says, he who finds a wife. He who finds a wife.
Right. Finds a good thing.
That's what I don't understand. I don't understand when men think that they are the prize, because it's like
Trifling.
you'll keep thinking that you have so many options, and then you think you can keep doing this in your 40s, in your 50s, and it's not cute. Especially
No.
like I'm 30 as well. I'm 30. Ooh, turning 32 in November.
I might be 34 in October.
I don't have time for the games anymore. And if you think that you have better options, then just go for the better options, because
Yeah.
it's not. I don't think it's worth it. It's just
No.
not.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get off Hinge soon.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just very hit or miss.
Yeah. Bumble.
I don't want to do none of them apps. And it's like I know, like my friend told me, like one of my best friends, she was like, you gotta do the paid version because people are a little bit more seriously dating, like they're serious on there because they're really looking for something.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I always stick to Hinge. I did Hinge. I've done BLK.
Oh, I don't do
Facebook
BLK.
dating is the worst. I won't go
Facebook
back on
dating's
there.
bad.
I did try Bumble. I
Okay.
tried like
Have you Raya? Have you had access?
no,
to
I haven't
Raya?
had Riot.
Okay.
But I've done like a lot of like the I've done like pretty much every app I've probably
Yeah.
been on.
Yeah.
But I haven't paid for them, so I can't get the full privileges. But I'm just like, I would just like to be, I'm outside looking good. Somebody just be like, hey, what's your name? I'm like, hey.
Are you open to dating outside?
I am now.
Okay.
I am now.
Yeah.
I would do like, I feel like if I met a cool ass Mexican or Asian or
Okay.
Middle Eastern, I
Yeah.
don't think I'm not gonna say I don't think, I know I wouldn't want to date a white man. Yeah, I don't want to date a white man. I do want some type of ethnic man.
Yeah.
I would love to be with a black man. I want that black
Yeah.
love, black family. But I feel like as a black woman, like, you know, our options are already limited, so we have to
Yeah.
kind of like open it up. And I'm attracted to whatever I like. Now, if it's
Yeah.
a black guy, like tall, dark, handsome,
Yes.
tatted up, I don't care if you got dreads or waves, as long as that hairline ain't messed up. You okay? Because if you balding, just get rid of it. But yeah, I've matched with this one guy. He was hella fine, Middle Eastern, nice teeth, good job. We never made it to a date, so yeah.
Why do you think that black men don't seem to want black women, at least in LA? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, and like I said, I've always like dated black men.
Yeah.
I haven't dated outside my race, so like that's something new that I actually want to try and pursue.
Yeah.
But like I can remember like one of my best friends, like she's not my best friend, but like she was my best friend when I was in high school. She was black and Mexican.
Yeah.
And this is gonna sound so childish, but we used to play on people's phones back in the day. And we just called this one guy and we was like, oh, is this Mike? And he was like, no, I don't remember what his name was.
Yeah.
But we would just talk to him and like we
Yeah.
would call him every day. Like he knew all three of us. And like I liked him.
Yeah.
And so we went and finally, like, he lived in the next city over. We met him at the mall, and he was like, I was cool, but he wanted my friend. And she was mixed. And so it's like, it's something
Yeah.
I've been dealing with, like, my whole life like not getting chose, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there is like a lot of options, like with, you know, California's a melting pot. We got all races here. So I think they have a lot of options, but you know, it is men that just want black women. So I'm not going to say like everybody in California is not like that, but it is a lot of like, you got to figure out, do they like black women out here?
Yeah. I remember I was in college and I was talking to an acquaintance, and he was a black man, successful in college, like had started his own thing.
Yeah.
I think he was like 23, very successful. And I was like, why don't you date black women? And he was like, because a black woman is going to force me to have my shit together.
Oh. That's crazy. I mean, black women, we don't play that. We want somebody that has their stuff together. Like,
and why is that so wrong? Like,
nothing is wrong with it. I know some people will say like they don't want to deal with black women because they just like too argumentative, and that I've heard that somebody said black women are spicy or spiky. I don't remember which one because it was a while, but me and my friends was like, "What you mean we spicy?"
Yeah,
like,
what does that mean? Yeah, that's also rooted in like racism when you think about it.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I don't want to deal with a white man. And we've had interracial relationships in our family.
Yeah.
And I know I've done another podcast where I talked about this, and I say like I don't really care if a black man, I don't care if like black women date black men.
Yeah.
And I know it's like contradictory, but I don't like seeing black men with like not black women. But I just know it's a thing that'll happen. It don't really bother me. Like, I don't really care about it. But for me, I just feel like if I dated somebody that was white, you could be cool. Your parents could be cool, but somebody is going to be racist in that family.
Yes.
Your grandparent, your aunt or uncle. And it's like, I don't want to bring my child, if I had a child with you, like, I don't want them to be involved in no type of racism with their own family. Because they're going to have to deal with it at the outside world. But
my white ex started to burn down my house. I said, come.
And that's why I won't be dating a white man. I just feel like some white people are unhinged. No, okay. And they don't, and it's like.
Scott Peterson. Like,
I remember that when I was in high school. That's the next city over from Stockton. It's Modesto. I gotta watch the documentary.
Yeah,
it was very sad.
That instead of like divorcing,
just go ahead and leave me.
Yeah, just leave me.
I don't want nobody that love me too much that feel like they gotta. You ain't if you not with me, can't nobody have you. I don't never want no that
like,
type of love like that.
I want to leave you for something. Like, you can leave me. Okay,
just go ahead. As long as I'm still being able to be alive.
Yeah,
because it's domestic violence, and my heart goes out to any victims or just like manipulation.
Manipulation is huge, especially financial manipulation. That's kind of how it
That's
starts.
Like the trad wives, right?
Yeah, yes.
So it's crazy because like that's a new term, and like my grandma, like I guess she's a trad wife because she never worked. Like she did work for a little bit, but her husband just take care of her. Like he's retired, he gives her money,
right?
And like if she travels, like because my grandma doesn't work, like me and my sister just pay for her. Like, okay, we know we're going to have to get my grandma need a flight.
Yeah.
We'll take care of the hotel. But my grandma's such a joy and pleasant to be around. She'd be so grateful that it don't be hurting. But I guess like just seeing my grandma grow up and like knowing she had a husband that took care of her. And my mom always worked. Yeah. I've just always had the mindset of like, I always got to have something of my own. I don't think I couldn't be happy as a stay-at-home mom.
I couldn't either because somebody can easily like I pay all the bills. Like obviously you don't, when you get married, you want to make sure you find the right partner, but it's still, I don't want to have to ask my husband, hey, can I have $20? Like I don't want to.
What I look like asking you for some money?
It better be, if that's going to happen, I have access, I have the car. It's like, no, I'm on the house because if worst comes to worst, like there are some women that have been housewives and something happens and they don't know like how, they don't have a bank account
I've seen the girls that come up on my For You page and they be like, my husband, I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband left me. I don't have no education. I had to move back in with my parents. I don't have anything. I'm working this job. I'm so depressed. And it's just like, I feel bad for him. But I'm like, okay, you was with this man for all these years. You didn't have nothing for yourself. No, you didn't put no money away for a rainy day. Nothing. You don't have to tell your husband you got a bank account.
That's the thing. My thing, I'm like, okay, so for an example, if you're going to date somebody who has money, all right, if you're going to be a little sugar baby, you're going to go that route, don't, if you're going to get bags, you want to get bags that like
hold value and stuff, like
hold value over
like
time. But me, I would be like, okay, I want to invest in my business, but not have you on it.
Right. I want something for myself.
Yes, something for myself. I'm stocking away that money. Like
Right.
and then when I decide to leave, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving. I'm leaving with something.
Yeah,
I'm
you should
leaving
always leave with something.
Yeah.
Because I'm like alimony or something. Like, you get something. Child support, run it up.
Wait, did you ever Real Housewives of Potomac?
Yes.
Ashley
Darby. She not getting alimony.
No, because there was supposed to be a prenup that was like if she stays a certain amount of time.
Oh, she did stay, right?
Yeah, she did, and then she found out that like, oh, that prenup apparently that wasn't true, and like I didn't have a lawyer like really read over it, and she like got screwed.
So she didn't get no money.
No,
she don't get no alimony or child support.
I don't know about child support, but I think like she was supposed to get like a lump sum payout, and that didn't happen.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she stayed them years because she thought.
So like sometimes they'll have like if you stay a certain amount, you get like
what, for the state or just.
I don't know if it's like from the state or if it's just like a certain amount you like agree upon. But anytime you have a prenup or anything, you need to have a lawyer look over it because you just don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like, well, damn, why you didn't go into it like having your prenup together just in case, but like I don't think anybody goes into marriage and thinks they're gonna get divorced. She was
young when you think about it. Like Ashley was.
I feel like I don't know if she. I want to say like maybe she did love him, but she probably just got with that man because it was a come up.
Yes.
To make herself better because I know she came from like a poor family.
Yeah, she was like what 25 when she first started.
He's
on
way
Potomac,
older than her.
Way older. That's I don't know. So
that man was creepy.
Yeah, that was a whole situation. Yeah. But she also was wild. So like what comes up on your For You page?
It depends on like what people are talking about, but I'm trying to think. I haven't been on TikTok in a minute. I'm trying to think what was on my last For You page that I seen that I was going down the rabbit hole. I don't know. It'll be all type of stuff. Yeah. I look at my For You page more than I look at my followers, but I'm be happy when my followers pop up on my For You page.
Yeah, I'm more on my For You page. I don't know. Like I have a mix. There was like right now, like the latest trend was like very demure, very mindful.
Oh yeah, of course that's going on. Yeah.
That. I think because I was doing coverage of Love Island, now all of this Love Island stuff is continuing. Did you watch Love Island?
I didn't watch it. I need to get it. I need to get somebody Hulu password.
Oh my gosh,
so I can get on there.
It's on Peacock.
Oh, Peacock. Okay, Peacock. My friend got it. I just been dragging my feet.
Yeah, it was a really good show. What are you watching? If you're watching anything?
I am watching Basketball Wives LA.
Okay,
and they getting on my nerves. I do try to watch Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
So I had cable and my mom had cable and I was just using hers, but she got rid of it. And so I've been using my friend's YouTube TV. So a lot of stuff that I do watch, I watch a lot of Tubi movies. I know they be ghetto, but they be good.
Tubi, I watched a movie on Tubi recently and it had Lance
Gross. Was it Dutch?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was one where he was like a cop. He was a cop and the other girl was a cop too. And she had to get revenge.
Oh, that sounds
good.
Yeah,
it was really good too. Like, don't sleep.
No,
they also have like old shows on it too.
Yeah, I never watched the old shows. I was just watching movies. Like, I just watched a movie called Glow, and it's like the Detroit base because it's like Detroit got the Tubi on lock.
Yeah.
And then I watched Robin, which was like Chris Stokes, and it had Soraya. It was really good.
Oh, okay.
It was like Set It Off, but like with a twist, like more modern day, kind of like that. But it was really, really good.
There's a on Netflix. There's a new Lee Daniels.
Oh my gosh, that's Deliverance. Everybody's talking about it, and I've been seeing it.
Yeah, I need to watch
it. Crazy on Twitter.
I know. I love like horror films and everything.
See,
I really.
I'm not into horror, but I seen a clip on Twitter. And said it was based off a true story.
Glenn Close.
And they got her looking so ethnic.
Yeah, Glenn Close is in there.
I'm like only her.
Cruella de Vil.
I know. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it in the daytime. Baddies. I love Baddies. Zeus. I'm into Baddies. Yeah, I'm watching it every Sunday. Yeah. I'm seeing who whooping who.
Yeah.
That's like my guilty pleasure. I like Ready to Love. It's on OWN. And they usually the season is not on yet.
Okay.
But I don't keep up with the shows like I should. But like those like Baddies and like Ready to Love, like I try to keep up with those.
Yeah. I just got into Mob Wives.
The old show?
Yes,
you went back from season 1?
I never saw it. And so I finally found it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I've been watching, or even just like industry. So that's what I've been watching. Then I was like doing reality. But on Rue Speaks, I talk about pop culture and kind of have hot takes. So
Okay, let's get
what
into
is
it.
your hot take
On what?
on anything pop culture wise, or what's a trend you hate that you wish would die?
Just give me my money. Like
I
I
don't
didn't get
that.
it.
I don't get.
I didn't get it.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't get it either.
it was so funny because on TikTok it said that it was a clip from a movie and it didn't say anything, but it was like Tyler James. He's a streamer. He created it.
Okay.
I didn't get it. I like
either.
like to do the trends, like because the trending sounds like that's how you can get more people to look at your page.
I didn't get that one.
I didn't
either.
get it. So it kind of came and went real quick. Ooh,
Which one?
The trend. She don't want a puppy. She want a big dog. Them man is fine.
I know. I just saw that. And
Them
I was
man is fine.
I know.
Yeah.
There was another trend that was like very similar to that.
Ooh, which one?
I'm trying to remember what I can't remember what it was, but that trend had happened. But yeah,
Them man was fine because we posted it. My coworker put a package together and posted it on the Shade Room. I'm like, all these men look fine. And it was like one of the guys was D'Angelo, and I follow him on TikTok.
Yeah.
I think he's like a nursing student or he's a nurse.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, can I get a big dog? I want a puppy.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good trend for me.
I like trends.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind the trends.
Yeah.
I like Jules LeBron. I will hope she win. I was like sad that somebody had trademarked it, but she said that her team is working on it. And it was a lot of trademark attorneys that was giving her advice. Like, just because somebody files a trademark doesn't mean they're going to win.
And they only file it in certain like areas.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's hard because it's like when you go viral, you don't know that you're going to go viral.
No.
You don't know. So like how do you end up like
you got to have a team. She already had a team in place though, but I think like the Dorelli Rails, where the money reside, I think he got it copyrighted quickly.
Oh yeah.
So you don't know what's gonna be the thing, but once you see it really taking off, it's always best to it's better to be protected than not. But it's a tricky situation.
Expensive.
It is very
Trademarking
expensive.
is very expensive, and just because you go viral doesn't mean you're getting paid. Doesn't.
But she getting brand deals.
Yes.
And she said she got enough brand deals where she can cover her transition. I think it's good.
No, I think that's amazing. I saw that. And we are back from a quick little break. So you said that trend. What else is like, whether it's on TikTok or what is like your pop culture obsession right now?
I mean, my job is on, urban and pop culture. So I think like on my own personal time, like my Finsta is where I follow like other blogs and like celebrities, you know, that for work purposes. So on my personal page, I kind of like get away from that. Yeah. So I get to see like what my followers are doing. I like Talk to Pops. They have like more music and stuff like that. I think it's like a Black excellence page. I don't know, but it's like Black people memes and it just be funny stuff. But I like looking at my like explore page and stuff too. Okay. So I'm just mostly looking at what my friends is doing because I feel like people be looking at my story and I need to go back and support it, look at theirs.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what is next for you?
Oh, what's next for me? Hopefully a man, child. If you see this, no, just like I don't want people to be like, she pressed, she want a man. I mean, I don't need a man, but I want a man. Like I want like a partner. Yeah. I feel like my life is like pretty complete and I feel like that's the only thing that I'm missing is just like I want love in my life. Yeah. But as far as like what's next for me, just I'm in a growth period. Okay. Like I'm really, really big on wanting to grow in my career. Just being challenged, just elevating in my career. Yeah. I have my own media platform called Always Relevant TV and I just like host like that's where I host like interviews that I've done like red carpet and stuff like that. I really want to get back into doing something like so. Coming to your podcast is really inspiring. Like, girl, like other people are doing it. You need to be doing it. So, like I want to get back into my media stuff. And like, again, like those two jobs was just draining. So now that I'm back someone, I can feel like I can get some goals accomplished. I really want to do my music. So I think that's my top of the list priority. Yeah. Just getting back into my music bag and, hopefully a man finds me because, that's what it's supposed to do.
Single, so feel free to message her. Do you have any advice for aspiring women that are trying to get into the media world?
Oh, I know we didn't like really go into like how I
Yeah.
got to where I'm at today,
Yeah.
but I always tell women to like bet on themselves. Like
Yeah.
if you're in college, you have like, we're in a technology time. So you got your TikTok, you got your
Yeah.
YouTube that you can make, your Instagram, like you got a phone and you going out on the street and just, you know, doing interviews and stuff like that. Like just don't take
Yeah.
no for an answer. And like girls will reach out to me like, hey, you work at the Shade Room, you went to HBCU or you at AK. Like I would love to do the same thing you're
Yeah.
doing. Like I don't have a problem like answering questions
Yeah.
or like even like mentoring people. Like, you know, that's honestly how like I met one of my sorority sisters that I work with. Like she
That's
reached out to me
amazing.
and I was like, well, you got the skill set. Like
Yeah.
I just referred her because I thought she would be a great fit for the company and she's killing it. So like I mean I can't refer everybody now,
Yeah.
but you know I will try to like put people, like people ask me like resources, like what are some like good outlets to follow like for our industry. So like Media Girls LA,
Yeah.
Media Girls Network, Black Women in Media. Like I share those resources because why would I gatekeep it?
Yeah.
And you trying to do the same thing I'm doing. Like I don't look at it as a competition thing anymore. That's like scarcity mindset. Like I
Yeah.
just feel like, okay, if I got something I can contribute to something, like, you know, words of encouragement or like whatever, like I'm here for it. Like
Yeah.
I'm a girl's girl. So
I love that.
but yeah, but I feel like women just like even if it's just like music and it's just something, if you want to try something, just do it. Like you
Yeah.
have the access to do it. I don't think that there's like any harm in trying. Like if my song would have never went viral and nobody would have cared, I could at least said like I did a song with that Beat King produced.
Yeah.
And it's out there whether you like it or not. You ain't making a song with
Yeah.
him. Okay, you talking shit in the comments and people was talking shit in the
You made
comments.
a song, they
Okay,
didn't.
you go make a song with Beat King. I'll wait. So like just
Yeah.
do it. You know, you only get one life. You gotta live it to the best. Life is very short and death is very final.
Yeah.
And I know we all gonna go one day, but you gotta live and do all the things you want to do because you don't want to be looking back at the shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Yeah.
And if you got a job, like great, but still take the time to go on vacation. Like I could not imagine like me not taking a break from my job. And it's
Yeah.
crazy because like I had gotten in a car accident.
Oh.
This guy hit me and I was dealing with that for like the longest.
yeah.
Yeah, when my car was in the shop.
Yeah.
And I went to work that same day. And I reflected and I was like, girl, what the fuck was on your
went to
mind?
work?
I would just say I was shaken up, but I wasn't like physically harmed. I was like, I'm gonna go to work.
Sometimes
I
it hits later.
Yeah.
though.
Well, no, I still wasn't physically like I
Yeah.
was always fine. But I should have took that time off.
Yeah.
That job is gonna be okay. I got sick time. I've ever since then it kind of made me realize like I don't take enough time out. And one of my friends would be like, you never take a vacation, only like if you traveling out the country. Like, girl, use that sick time. You
Yeah.
have it for a reason. So like if I want to take a mental health day, I ain't feeling it, I will use my time. So like it's not that I was afraid to use it. I just
Yeah.
felt like I'm okay, I can work. But like we don't Black women, we want to be strong. We don't have to power through all the time.
We don't.
It's okay to take a break
Yeah.
and rest. Even if you don't got a vacation, you just want a day just to yourself, do it.
Yeah, because if you don't, and this is one thing, that job will replace you.
Oh yeah.
I had worked a job and, you know, a person had a heart attack and died at the age of 30.
No, that's
They did
heartbreaking.
something one day where they were like honoring him, and then it was
Back
they're
to work.
already like back to work. So it's like you're replaceable. So like take that time. I've said that before. Like take that PTO, take that time because your mental health is more important, especially as Black women. We're expected to always be strong, and when you set that precedent, there's a chance you're getting like taken advantage of. So
Yeah.
it's like just take the vacation.
Yeah, take the vacation. Speak up for yourself. It's okay to be assertive. You can be
Yeah.
professional and let people know like you got me fucked up in a professional way.
Yes.
I'm very vocal and I'm very direct, and I don't think I used to be direct. And I feel like sometimes like you know, there's areas that I can improve on in my
Yeah.
approach, but I'm just like we're not interested. Thank you. And my
Yeah.
manager has told me like you have to add more fluff. I don't talk to people like that.
Yeah, I hate that. When they're
I'm
like,
very
add more
forward.
fluff.
You sending me emails, nobody else is responding. You keep sending me emails. We don't care about this person. We not posting them.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for your email, but we're not going to be moving forward at this time. Have
Yeah.
a good day.
You should have like a template, like
Girl,
set up
I should have a little
with the
template.
amount of times you're getting. So then you just like copy and paste it in, move about your day.
Yeah, because I don't know how people be getting my work email. I don't know how it, they be getting it, and I'm like sometimes it'd be like, oh damn, I'm glad this person emailed me. Other
Yeah.
times I'd be like, let me unsubscribe because I don't even know what this is.
But I do want to say for things like that, there are, if you are trying to network in a professional way, there are apps like Clearbit that help you find. You just put in,
you just put the company
that help you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But somebody told me like it's people that like apps that just can sell your information.
Yeah,
You
so
just
there,
confirmed it.
yeah, there is that. I've used it like to pitch myself to brands before. I think that's important. But yeah, just don't be bugging people.
Yeah.
Don't be bugging people.
I think I don't mind when people send me emails.
Yeah.
I don't like when people slide in my DMs. They don't say, "Hey, how you doing?" They don't greet you. They just send you a
Yeah.
video. Can you repost this? How do I get on the Shade Room? I got like pre-saved responses.
That's smart.
Hey, you can reach out to the ads department.
Yeah. Yeah, because do you have like you should like put in your bio, like, I don't do.
No, I don't have
Yeah.
enough time to do that in my bio. I don't even got no space to do that.
Because you're doing so much.
Yeah, I'm doing so much,
Yeah.
and it's just like I'm not about to do that. I just,
Yeah.
I used to respond to people. Now I don't. I don't respond to somebody. You don't say, hey, you don't greet me.
Yeah.
I checked somebody about that real quick. Somebody had the audacity to like video call me one time, and I was just like, who the fuck is this? I don't even know you.
Guys have video called me, and I'm like, this is weird. I don't know you.
I don't care about
Video
your
call
sad
me?
story. Like, and I know that's harsh, but I'm not posting this
Did you
shit.
answer?
No, I think they called like 3 times, and I finally was like, why are you calling me? I don't even know you. I went off on them, and then I blocked them.
Yeah.
Like, I just couldn't. Oh my gosh, it was this one girl. It was so random. So random. And I just thought about this, like just weird people in my
Yeah.
DMs, like trying to get a hold of me. She was talking shit about me as if we knew each other. She was saying that I was copying her, stealing her posts. I never knew who this girl was. I wasn't following her, never seen her page. But one of my sorority sisters brought it to my attention. And she used Megan Thee Stallion, like the hiss, like she had like the snake visuals. And I guess it was like, she put my head in the middle of the snakes or something like that.
that's
and I like
demonic.
reposted it, and I'm just like, I don't know this girl. And my sorority sister was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I would have never said nothing if I knew it was going to escalate this. I'm like, well, no, I'm glad you brought it to my attention because the girl weird. I blocked her. And it was so crazy because it was my ex-boyfriend's cousin. And he was like, she's a little off. But he was just like, I'll say something to her. I didn't know this girl. She was like, I was stealing her content. I looked at her page. She didn't work for like a blog or anything like
That is
that.
scary.
Yeah, I don't know you. I never even seen you.
But people probably, well, aside from the fact that it was your ex's cousin, but people, when it comes to people online, they build up this weird sense of that they know them.
Yeah.
And that's scary.
It's really scary. I had told my sorority sister, like, tell this girl to message me. And I was just like, what's up with you? I don't even know you. Never seen your page. Why are you calling me out? I don't know you. You know what you did. What did I do? It was weird. And then she wanted to go back and forth with me. And then, well, we was going back and forth because I do like to argue with people online. Now, that is something I will do. I got to stop. It's petty. But I clap back online. Excuse me. And she ended up blocking me. And I just put it on my story like, I'm at Grammy's parties. I'm at Scissor's Grammy party. And you at the house, girl. Fuck you.
I missed that story.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But my friends be trying to tell me, like, China, stop. You don't got to respond to people.
That's
very
really
weird.
scary. It's really weird. People, even when I like post stuff, like people just be like I posted something about Beyonce. Okay.
Good or bad?
All I said was that I just feel like she has a lot of product lines. Can we just like focus on one thing?
Oh,
That's all I said. And people like, yeah, you know what? You're just broke.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Damn.
you
I mean,
mean,
like, it is inflation. And the economy's
you
it's
made
terrible.
money off of this, so you should thank her. First of all, I'm not getting paid
Right.
for this post. I wish I was getting
Are
paid.
you in the Beehive?
I
You like Beyonce, but you're not in the Beehive?
I am because my thing that I've noticed about I'm gonna say it. Please don't come after. Are you a part of the Beehive?
I'm not a part of the Beehive.
Don't
That's why I was
sue me.
asking. I
Okay.
do love Beyonce. Like,
Yes.
I think she's a great artist, very talented. I've seen her
Yes.
2 times in concert, but I'm grown out of that stan era. Like,
Yes.
the only
Stan
person
Hair's
I
very
stand for is
dangerous.
for Keisha Cole. She's my
Okay.
favorite singer, and
Yes.
I'll fight you to talk about Keisha Cole from East Oakland. But I don't, and I'm like a real big Megan Thee Stallion fan,
Yeah.
but I'm a hottie, but I'm not a stan.
Yeah.
And it's a difference. But I don't think anything that you said was wrong with, you know, her dropping a lot of products and focusing on one. Because it's like, okay, Secret came and it's like, it didn't come and go.
Yeah.
It's like, it's come and now she got her other whiskey. And I think
Yes.
I think it's also like, it's not good or bad, like when people have multiple stuff. But it's
Yeah.
just like, Beyonce, I'm trying to support one thing at a time.
And I had done a deep dive into like her previous history. Before that, most of her, she's done perfume lines. It failed. And the reason why it failed is because she's so used to kind of being mysterious. And with a product line, you have to kind of be in the front lines.
Yeah.
So with her newest product, you know, the hair care line, she was doing more videos and being more a part of it. So I was like, oh, okay, this is something, you know, she's finally doing the marketing that you have to do. And then another product came out, and I was like,
Her whiskey?
yes.
Yeah.
And I just
But I don't feel like they went hard with it. I think she's like just like kind of getting people prepared. Like, I got whiskey coming.
But then
so
also, when is the rock album coming? Because there's a rock album.
But it's gonna probably be. I think it's gonna be a break. I think it's gonna be a break because Renaissance came out 2 years ago.
And then there was Cowboy Carter
That just came out this year. So it probably will be like a little.
things.
We ain't got no visuals. I know she said we are the visual baby, but I want a visual.
There is no visuals for that.
Yeah.
And so like I just stan culture is a little much for me because it's like y'all need to chill. Like it's not. It's like you're putting them on a high pedestal that they're not above criticism, and I don't believe anybody is above criticism. But I also do believe like. I've kind of noticed on social media, like, criticism has gotten a little out of control. Everything is jumping on it. I feel like there's constructive criticism. But stan culture is just, like, a little much. It's like,
I've gotten attacked by...
Like Swarm.
I've gotten attacked by a certain fan base online.
Yeah.
Because of my job. And it didn't even have anything to do with me.
Yeah.
And so I had to, like, block the red bottoms. And it was just crazy. But I used it, like, what people was talking about me and saying, I used it and made content off of it. Because I think it was at the time, like, Instagram was paying out for reels. And I just made a reel and my friends was in the comments. And that's, like, I think that's, the bad side about your like, my job. Like, if I write a story about somebody, people, like, the fans will come and be mad at you. But I'm like, this situation didn't even have anything to do with me.
Yeah, and it's, like, people have to, like, be able to separate you from your job. Like,
but they don't, because people like the roommates don't read. I remember like there's one story, and it's been two stories. So it was an Uber driver that got attacked by two girls in San Francisco. And they just beat him up for no reason.
Yeah.
And so the black girl name was Malaysia King or something like that. Her name was Malaysia. And then it was like a Persian girl that never got arrested.
Yeah.
So I was covering the story from like start to finish, and I did like all of the updates, and they was all in my comments talking about, they was talking shit. I'm like, this ain't even me.
Yeah.
And then I had to do like a side by side, like, this ain't me. I don't even look like this girl. And then there was another woman, like some girl, I think she was from Florida. She was abusing her child. And when if it's a longer story, I put my handle on there and say TSR staff. How is this gonna be me? And I'm writing a story, but people don't read. So I did a side by side. I was like, I did not do that to that baby. It's crazy.
Wait. Why did they think that doesn't make sense?
It don't make
why would you
sense.
report on something you did?
It's like TSR staff China, and then it has like my China Lovelace handle, and it's a whole story.
But they're like,
and it's a headline.
But they were like,
and they come to my page, and they think it's me.
Did this.
They think
you
it's
did
me.
this.
It's comprehension is low.
That is scary.
But yeah, but now
Wild.
I don't put my name on everything. So like if it's a story I'm writing about a certain celebrity and I know their fan base is crazy, I just want, and it's like maybe not the best news, I don't want to put my name on it. Because people will.
Who puts there? Is it just like, what will it say?
If I don't put at China Lovelace, like it'll say TSR staff China and then my handle. Then it's like another little hashtag I do. Like it says like TSR staff AS, like for my government name.
Yeah.
But I don't put my name, like I don't have to put China Lovelace on everything I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because
they being weird.
Yeah. Stans are crazy.
Yeah. They be doing too much.
Yeah. Well, where can everybody find you?
Yes, so China Lovelace, China like the country, _ LOVELACE. That's my Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Okay. Music is under China Lovelace as well. So yeah, y'all can support me on there. If y'all want to see my media page, it's always Relevant TV, one word, on Instagram, and I got a YouTube for my like videos I've done, my interviews. So yeah, follow me, send me a DM, say y'all watched Rue Speaks.
Yes.
So yeah.
Thank you again for coming. And if you guys are listening or even just watching, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought. Let us know your craziest dating story, or if you're a part of a certain stan group, who do you stan? But yeah, thanks again for listening. And I'll be back Monday through Friday with the Rue Speaks podcast.
Bye.
Bye.